Weekend, the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, speaking at the party's Women's League conference, said Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan should move faster in resolving transport problems facing the country, or the minister would be moved. Let's take a listen to exactly what Mbalula said.
The Reserve Bank says the repo rate stays as it is, and it says fix load shedding and fix the logistics of the country. And then it says, move the heavy vehicles off the road to raid. And that is the policy of the ANC. Now I'm going to say to Pravin Gordhan, I was with him there, I was also a minister of transport. Comrade Pravin, move faster, or otherwise we will move you. Comrade Pravin, move faster and Transnet, or otherwise we will move you.
However, earlier this week, the ANC issued a statement saying the minister's job is safe. Let's discuss this and other developments from the governing party now with political analyst Sandile Swana. Good afternoon, Sandile. What impact do you think this kind of mixed messaging might have on the ANC's fortunes in next year's general elections? Because it's not the first time we've had sentiments expressed by the Secretary General about government's performance.
Gordhan, thank you so much. I think that, first of all, from my point of view as a citizen, I would say that it is good that people in powerful positions such as Fikile Mbalula raise the issue of adequate performance and poor performance as well by ministers in cabinet. All political parties, including the ANC, should do that. However, on the part of the ANC, it is related to their desperation relative to the 2024 election, quite naturally, because they are losing votes in the meantime. But I do not think these desperate last-minute efforts are going to improve their fortunes in any way. I mean, their downward trend started after the Polokwane conference, and it has been a consistent downward trend in terms of the votes that come to.
Yeah, while it might be good, as you say, to hear those powerful voices pointing out shortfalls in government, and it might be too little too late ahead of 2024, the fact remains that the governing party has to do something, and pointing fingers, so to speak, at each other in public might not serve its interest. Or am I misreading the situation, Sandile?
The issue of causing confusion, and there's one thing that they are not confused about. The messaging they've issued, if I've listened properly to it, whether it's from the spokesperson, Bengu, or from Mbalula himself, is indeed that they are issuing a clarion call, even Pravin Gordhan himself, to start moving and performing well. What they may differ about is whether Pravin Gordhan will be moved by the ANC out of his position, whereby assurances were given that they are not getting ready to remove him there, but certainly they are calling for superior performance. That call for superior performance is urgent and necessary and to their advantage. Now they might protect Cyril Ramaphosa's prerogative to claim that he appoints the cabinet solely by himself, but we also know that they've got a deployment committee and other processes that they go through, and very extensive consultative processes before appointing any cabinet anyway.
Yeah. So, some commentators, Sandile, pointed to the fact that President Ramaphosa has spent quite a lot of time since his re-election, even before, but since his re-election on the renewal of the party. Do you think he's succeeding?
I don't think Ramaphosa is succeeding to the extent that we expected. I may be jumping the gun here, but I looked, for instance, at the latest elections of the Women's League, more particularly the President Dolashe, who comes from Queenstown, Ninokumkichima municipality, which is in tatters as we speak, but she was able to be promoted to deputy minister and now is now the president of the Women's League. So clearly, mediocres and people whose performance is not superior at all are still being installed in positions of great responsibility. That cannot possibly be.
Now, just looking at her and the rest of the top 5 of the ANC Women's League currently, do you think it would inspire confidence in society in the sense that gender issues are really big challenges? We face big challenges in the country. We talk the good talk most times, but we're not walking the talk, for example, regarding GBV and the empowerment of women, both in corporate South Africa and otherwise. Do you think this new ANC Women's League leadership will inspire confidence that is much needed?
I think there are 2 things there. The first one that I would like to say is that when this conference ended, we didn't hear a voice that is quoting, and I went to look the many documents and declarations and conventions of the United Nations on women, including the violence against women and women issues general, just the United Nations, let alone ANC documents. Now, secondly, some of us would have wanted to see younger, more innovative voices compared, for instance, to Bathabile Dlamini, who are now sounding issues. And then when we come out of this conference, we say, here is a new voice. Here are the 5 issues that they are going to be attending to in their term of office. Instead, what is prominent is an announcement of names. The cult of personality still dominates in the ANC.
Yeah, rather than a focus on what really matters around policies. And finally, Sandile, while I have you, there's a meeting happening, I think it's wrapping up today, of the ANC, and the president of the ANC is involved in it, talking about coalitions, and I hope, maybe we'll find out later. I'll be speaking to Spamandla Goke, a senior reporter who's covering that event for us today. For your part, I mean, we've seen how things have played out in Johannesburg, Metro, in terms of the local government's coalition partnership in Ekurhuleni and in Tshwane and elsewhere in the country. What do you think we should expect to come out of this meeting that's been happening in terms of crafting a way forward about effective coalition governance?
I think the most sober statement that I heard on that topic this past weekend was from Baleka Mbete, who said that she does not understand what it is that comrades don't understand about coalitions. Because in coalitions, you work with people you differ. People want to enter into coalition with themselves, basically, something like that. And in the ANC, there are 2 principal schools of thought, I think, that can be taken seriously. One would be one that says, let's partner with the DA. As to whether that avenue is open on the side of the DA, it's another question. The one that is pretty obvious, of which Panyaza Lesotho is a champion, is partnering with the EFF and the former liberation movements, AZAPO, PAC, and so on, people on the left. So that is where the debate lies. But what is probably immediately on the plate is that they've been pushed into the corner by the DA as a doomsday coalition, and that is what they have to make work.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and insights, as usual, here on Today this afternoon. Sandile Swana, political analyst, will bring you more news